Video surfaced yesterday of Shedeur Sanders down in Miami working out, getting ready for training camp. If you don't know, Cleveland Browns rookies report to training camp July 18th. The veterans report to training camp on the 22nd of July. And I believe the first practice is in 2 days after that. Well, we got the video. Let's play the video and show Shedeur working out down in Miami. And you seen this and you highlighted that his throws look crisp, and you kind of seen some improvement in the mechanics from when this process started, and doing his private workouts, the rookie OTAs and voluntary workouts. What's your thoughts on just what you see from him and his throwing motion, the accuracy, things like that on this video? Keep in mind, Mr. Shorts was also a high school quarterback, so I'm interested to see what your thought process on that was.
Love his motion. Love how he's getting the ball out quickly. You can tell he's really been working on mechanics. He's always been an accurate guy, even since high school. But love his feet, how he's moving his feet in the pocket, pushing off that back foot, using his hips. And people talk all the time, oh, he doesn't have the strongest arm. His arm is more than strong enough. Is it a Cam Ward type of strong arm or a Patrick Mahomes? No, but most guys aren't. Most guys don't have that. It's about getting the ball out quickly. It's about being accurate as possible. And if you do have a deep ball, it's about letting the ball go on time so that the route and the ball match where you're supposed to be at, right? But he looks phenomenal. But to me, it's not even about him looking good. It's about him getting the opportunities. Like, he needs opportunities with the ones. He needs opportunities with the twos. He can't just be with rookies only in practice. So I'm hoping in training camp I can see more of him getting the opportunities that he needs to really go out there and show what he can do. But he looks really good, man. He was down there with Cam Ward and their trainer, Daryl Corbett. Definitely does a really good job trying to get him on the show to talk ball. But man, listen, Shedeur we talked about it, Earl. He's talented. Like, he has all the talent and the ability you want. He has the leadership qualities you need. He has everything you want in a quarterback, from the swagger, the confidence, the accuracy, the whole nine. He was his opportunity.
Yeah, man. People love Shedeur Sanders in the city of Cleveland. He's been getting a lot of praise from a lot of veterans across the league, near and far. When you start to hear other people speak of Shedeur Sanders as somebody that's, as we've been talking about gambling and so I seen something on Bet360 that said he was plus 700, tied for third to be the Cleveland Browns opening day starter. Shedeur has the confidence. He has the poise. He has the swag. He has the moxie. He already is in tune with what he needs to do to be in touch with the community. He's damn near at every high school. He's at every event. He's doing what he do to acclimate the fan city. And that's the best way to get the people to embrace you, by showing that you give a damn about something that matters to them. And then you put it all together. If he's able to ball out on the football field, man, things can be great here in the city of Cleveland. Former NFL coach Herman Edwards was on this podcast called the Coach JB Show yesterday, and he was asked about one Shedeur Sanders, about what he thought about Shedeur having the opportunity to win the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback job. And this is what he had to say. Check this out.
Shedeur Sanders, are you high on him, higher than I am? Why did he drop? What do you expect from him going forward?
Well, I think he's going to win the job. I've known him since a little kid. All right, I know Dion, and I think the Dion factor, that bravado, that's why teams kind of went, we don't want this, right? Call it like it is. They didn't want that, but I didn't think he would drop that far.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But once they start falling, then it's just But I think that was all because of when he came, when you decided to draft him, you knew what you were going to get, and they didn't want all that attention. So if I was there and it's even, I'm playing the rookie. Because I always told players this when I was a coach. I said, let me tell you something, guys. Here's the deal. I used to tell the veterans this. I said, look, if it's even with you and a rookie, I'm going to play the rookie.
Shout out to the Coach JB Show. Shout out to Herman Edwards. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I'll say this because, the Browns drafted two quarterbacks. You draft Dylan Gabriel in the third round. You draft Shedeur Sanders in the fifth round. And when I definitely agree that it was other things that made Shedeur Sanders fall as far as he fell in the draft. Let's just keep it real. when we went through this entire pre-draft process and we did our shows and we were talking about quarterbacks to the Cleveland Browns and we were ranking the top draft prospect quarterbacks, not once did I see Dylan Gabriel listed in the top 10 of any of those quarterbacks. When they ranked the top 100, 150 players, I never seen Dylan Gabriel ranked in the top 100, top 25. Now, depending on who you talk to, somebody like Mel Kiper had Shedeur Sanders as high as first. I seen Shedeur Sanders in an entire total 150 player board as low as like 30th, 32nd. And so I guess the point I'm making is, you know, at minimum, Shedeur Sanders probably should have been a second round pick. I don't see any scenario to where his talent shows you that he's third, fourth, fifth round pick. And if you're a team who missed out on an opportunity to have a guy that can, you know, change your franchise on and off the field because you couldn't handle what came with him, then I think you need to do a better job of having a proper PR structure in place so that you can handle primetime players that come with primetime fan bases.
I'll tell you what, Earl. Preseason, this is my thought process. Because I watched the big show. I watched the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I watch it a lot. And what's being brought up a lot, whether it's guests or whether it's Jason or whoever it is, they're like, hey, the 2026 quarterback class is where their eyes are set, right? Cool. If that's the case, I don't want to see nobody else at quarterback but the two rookies. I don't want to see Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is 40 plus years old. We know what we're getting in Joe. Joe probably, in my opinion, just looking at the age, looking at what he did last year when Indianapolis, he probably can't last a full season like he was once able to, right? Just because the older factor. That's just what it is. He's a placement guy. He's a guy there to help the rookies. I'm looking at Kenny Pickett. He had his chances. He had chances in Pittsburgh. He went to Philly, beat the backup. He's not who we want him to be. He's nowhere he shouldn't be. You traded for him and then drafted two QBs. I'm questioning the Browns. Why would you trade a guy, give up a pick for a guy, and then go draft two QBs if you really believed in him? You're trying to sell us you believe in Kenny Pickett? Don't sell me that dream. Don't do that, okay? Preseason, all I want to see is Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. I don't want to see nobody else. Nobody else. Because those two guys need the opportunity to go win the job and then put them in the fire. Put them in the fire. Let them show what they can do. Let them battle it out, choose one, and ride with them and see what they can do. And I'm not big on switching quarterbacks. I hate that. Let the rookie battle all 17 games. If he's healthy, battle all 17 games. Let him develop. Let him get better. Stefanski, you're supposed to be the guru. Kevin, you're supposed to be the guru. This is what you're supposed to do. You got two guys that are extremely accurate in college, that were unbelievably accurate in college. You go out there and develop them. You go do it. If you're the guru like you say you are, if you're the guru like everybody says there is, he can develop. Prove it. Prove it. Pick one and develop him throughout the year. And if they don't turn out how he wants to, okay, then you can go get your quarterback or whatever you want to do. But what if he does turn out? Great. To me, talent-wise, like you mentioned, Shaduer is way better than Dylan. Dylan wasn't nobody's list. Let's call a spade a spade. Nobody was thinking about Dylan Gabriel being drafted in the first 3 rounds. Nobody. It wasn't on nobody's list. Nobody was talking about him on TV at all. They were listed top 10 quarterbacks. He wasn't in the top 10 quarterbacks. Like, come on, let's be real here. And let's also be honest. Andrew Berry ain't good at drafting now. Andrew Berry ain't good at drafting. Let's call a spade a spade. He ain't good at drafting, and they ain't good at developing. So now, to me, like, again, this goes back to it. Who says their job is safe?
Yeah.
Who says their job
and you said that Wednesday. You said you calling BS on that. And
come on, man.
As I hear you speak, because I was up the president, you go into the season as Joe Flacco as your starter, because we played the clip. You owe it to this fan base. You owe it to the veterans on the roster to do what you can to win as many games as possible. But like, who's to say that can't be Shedeur Sanders, right? Or even Dylan Gabriel if it came down to it. Because to your point, if everybody is saying the Cleveland Browns is focused on the 2026 quarterback class to fix their quarterback problem, well, you got to have a real plan in place for the quarterbacks that you have on this roster now. Because one of these dudes really might be him, and you might not have to draft a quarterback win one of those 2 first-round picks. But you won't know that unless you get enough of a sample size of those guys. I believe that Shedeur Sanders can start. I believe that Shedeur Sanders can have a quality rookie season to make the Browns second guess taking a quarterback in 2026 with one of those first picks. I truly believe that. I think he had, like we talked about, you got the moxie, you got the IQ, you got the swag, you got the self-confidence. You seem to be at a level to where when you put that helmet on and you put them pads on and you step out there on that football field, you know exactly where the ball needs to go. You know exactly what you're doing. And even in the sense of Dillon Gabriel, I've heard about how intelligent he is, his IQ. We both know they're super accurate, right? And when you go through some of the comments on our social media page of the show, people will say, okay, great. The Cleveland Browns drafted a future quarterback coach in the 3rd round. And so it goes back to show like, yeah, quality quarterback to have on this roster, but you probably overdrafted this dude. If you was that in love with Dillon Gabriel, you probably still have the opportunity to get him later. And so knowing that, you know, the Cleveland Browns don't have that strong draft track record, knowing that this season is pivotal, no matter how they want to slice it, because there is a lot of attraction towards this job next year, right? And so it'd be interesting to see how that part of it, you know, plays itself out, man. But you found somebody in Shaduer Sanders, man, and I think honestly you need to embrace that and see what it can be, because this dude got a chip on his shoulder, and he trying to go out here and show the haters, man, y'all got this wrong. Y'all got this all the way wrong.
If you say one of the rookies are the guy, then you're in great position to continue to build your team with 2 first round draft picks next year. Now your team is attractive. You got a young rookie guy, a rookie quarterback that can play. You got a two young rookie running backs that I'm assuming are going to have a really good year. Like, you have something to build on and sell to free agents. You got something to build on and sell to more rookies coming in and we're developing. Like, you can really change the narrative of what's going on. Not to mention, like you mentioned on Wednesday's show, on 2020, whatever, you got a whole new stadium coming in Brook Park. Like, so there's a lot of excitement that can happen. Now, I'm going to say this, Earl. The worst thing you could do for a quarterback, the worst thing you could do is somebody, I don't care who it is, if it's Kenny, if it's Joe, if it's one of the rookies, is to start him week 1 and then bench him week 3. And then put him back in week 5, and then you bench him week 7. Pick your guy, fair competition, and let him ride it. Just ride it out. Just ride it out. Let him develop. Because if you don't do that, right? Now, I've been a part of organizations that they would put a quarterback in, and then they didn't like him, put him out, and they switched him in the game, and then we go back and forth all year long. And the quarterback never felt comfortable, always looking over his shoulder. If he made a mistake or a bad read or a mess up, he was like, dang, they're going to pull me out. He just wasn't confident. Make your young guys compete for the job. Pick one, and you freaking ride it out. Period. That's just what it is. And
we got another super chat. Will said, imagine Sanders is him. Think what we can do to reload the team with 2 first rounders rather than possibly swinging and missing on another quarterback. Yeah, that's facts. Shout out to you for the super chat as well. Hey, that's facts right there, right? Because we keep talking about it. You better take this year seriously. Like, you can't punt on this season to prepare yourself for next year. Like, that ain't gonna fly in this city. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play that clip again. We had Warren Sharp on our show a couple days ago. He made this statement. This was my rebuttal. I want y'all opinion in the chats if you didn't see the show on Wednesday.
I think that your main number one priority this year is not winning games. It's figuring out if you have a franchise quarterback on your roster. And if not, you need to lose as many games as possible this year so that you can ensure that you're going to draft that franchise quarterback at the top of the 2026 NFL draft.
I kind of got to push back on what you're saying. Even though I hear you want to put yourself in the best position possible to draft one of the, best projected quarterbacks in 2026. But I think a lot has to go right, for you to be in that spot. And there's no guarantee that any of those guys will be as good as projected to be. And I think one of the things that's going on here in the city of Cleveland is fans are pissed off. As you talked about with the Deshaun Watson contract, we all know everything that was going on around Deshaun Watson. You trade for him, you sign him to a guaranteed deal. We get no return on investment as fans, right? Then you go to the Nick Chubb situation, beloved fan favorite. He doesn't get the opportunity to leave Cleveland on his own accord. You think about last season, how the expectations were set so high and we underperformed so much that it quite frankly pissed everybody off. The point I'm making is I'm a Browns fan. I know these Browns fans pretty well. It is going to be very, very hard to sell us on a plan for 2026. It's hard for Browns fans to hear, like, you should lose as many games as you possibly can this year, because things have been so bad that this franchise owe it to this fan base to go out here and at least try to win. I thought it was a contradiction. You can't try to figure out who your franchise quarterback is, and if you can't figure it out, then lose as many games as possible, because it's going to take more than 2 or 3 games to figure out if you got a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, and like, you can't sell losing to this fan base. Like, that is not something that's going to fly here. Like, you cannot ever tell a Cleveland Browns fan, yeah, don't go out here and give no effort. Don't go out here and try to put forth your best foot forward to win as many games as you can. Like, despite how bad last season was, despite what Vegas says the over-under win total should be, the hell with all of that, man. Strap them up, go out there and put your best foot forward and try to win. And if I'm Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel, man, to hell with what y'all talking about. I ain't trying to lose a damn thing. I'm going to go out here and I'm about to ball, and I'm about to show y'all I'm him. Talk, man, to hell with Arch Manning, to hell with the rest of them dudes in 2026. I'm here right now. That would be my attitude, and I don't doubt for a second that either one of those quarterbacks have that attitude. Go through some of these comments real quick as we get ready to wrap up this show, man. You got any final thoughts?
Man, I truly want I'm just gonna be honest. I truly want Shedeur to win the job. I truly want him to have a fair opportunity. It's gonna be hard for him to win the job if he's not getting the first and second team reps. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be hard. And I think you reached with a Gabriel pick. I don't want to hear about Deshaun Watson. Like, I don't want news to pop up. I don't care if he's healthy. I don't care. He just got married this weekend. Congrats to him and his beautiful wife. But as far as football, I don't want to hear about him in the Browns uniform. I could care less. He needs to be the best mentor he could be, but that's it. He shouldn't even touch the field at all. To me, it's about developing number 12. That's what it's about. Develop 12, and I think everybody already, they want to see him play. The other vets, they want him to be in the build. They want him to be in the spot. There's certain guys you want to play for. He's the guy you want to play for. So I'm hoping things work out in that way. But I'll be honestly, that Warren Sharp guy, I respect what he does, but that take was just it wasn't a good take.